because that's so important too. So anyway, welcome this morning. I'm going to get this down. I get home from teaching at like 7:25, and then I'm back over to teach, and it's perfect. But I'm just not quite as organized. I'll get there, I promise. So this morning, I don't know, this week, I guess maybe this weekend, I had feelings of just that I was just way too serious. I know, is that even possible? And so there's a Sanskrit word that I just love. I remember the first time I heard it. It's called Lila, and it means the dance or the play. But I found two fabulous quotes. I love this one. Leela may be the simplest thing there is, spontaneous, childlike, disarming. But as we grow and experience the complexities of life, it may also be the most difficult and hard-won achievement imaginable. And it's coming to fruition, and its coming to fruition is a kind of homecoming to our true selves. I love that. Just kind of coming back to quit taking yourself so seriously, right? You're going to have some struggles. Life is for that. We're going to have some things that we need to work on. Man, if we had a lot this year. They are there's so much that we've learned, okay? And then, I love this one. Play is the exaltation of the possible. So, of the possible. The exaltation of the possible. Like, oh my gosh, that was possible. I did that. I mean, and so that's kind of where I want to go. There's one more I might share with a little bit later. But anyway, just this idea of as we age, as things hurt, it's not fun. We get serious, and I have been. This hip has been kind of but as we move, so go ahead and hold still for just a second. Find a moment of pause. The inhale and the exhale is still there. Notice if that's difficult for you. Krishna Das says the moment he says, okay, let's meditate, everybody gets serious and they sit up really tall and straight and they get quiet. And then he says, let's sing. And everybody just like, let go. And I promise we won't sing today. But that opportunity, okay, the exaltation of what is possible. Go ahead and pause again. Is moving with greater ease possible? I would say yes. And I would say it's not just a belief, it's a knowledge. As we do our own work, as we lighten our hearts and look for the good, can we take this past year? It has been a complete year since stuff shut down. Can we look and see all the good that happened last year? Because in my life, there was a ton. And that's hard to kind of imagine because I've never felt so contained. And the resistance to living and to moving was just prevalent last year. And yet I look back and I can see this and this and this and this and the good. And go ahead and open those eyes. Let's start moving. Find just what your body needs today. Okay, we'll get to our feet, I promise. I know we usually start there, and if you want to start with the palms, that's totally fine. But just, what is your body saying today? How often do we just really take the time to go, oh. So when I go here, it's like, oh yeah, those back bends we did in class earlier this morning or yesterday. And then I felt this, it's like I've been doing a lot more of my handstands and arm balances and stuff in my own practice. Okay, so find out. Go ahead and take a twist. Twist to one side and here. Remember, we're not letting this leg pull in. It stays wide as we reach. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit. I love to sit up straight and then start to wiggle my neck and feel like, oh, the sides of the neck have got some things that need to. And then go ahead and release. Take it to the second side. Yeah, just. How often do you pause in the twist and go, oh, well, how's my neck doing? This has noticed those windows up there. They're noticing architecture in the room. So as we stretch and breathe and then come back to center, pause and just notice, oh, I feel a little bit more free, right? Go ahead and take the arms up. Now some might not be able to get them all the way up. That looks really good. Breathe and smile. Oh, what? Smile? Yeah.
You want me to do all those?
All at the same time. At the same time. Clasp your hands, bring them forward, and just find that stretch. Oh, when's the last time we did that one? Pull the shoulders down a little if it up hurts. But if you can raise them up, do so. But don't go into pain. We don't go into where there's an injury, okay? One of the things, and I've mentioned this, but one of the things that I've had to do in my hip, right, is I can't hold poses. Yeah, the in and out, and it's like the craziness is that in all my arthritis training, all my MS training, all my scoliosis training, they suggest not holding poses. And I'm like, well, you know all this, why don't you just do it? And it does make a difference, okay? So grab your ball, we'll get to our feet, I promise. There was my ball, but I'll find it later. It's just, has a mind of its own. Go ahead and squeeze this block, push the hands down on it, yeah? Lengthen, feel those legs, okay? You can feel when you push down that the bones of the thigh, they widen in the hip socket. And then when you let go, you can feel it kind of narrows back in. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone and just feel that tuck.
It's going back there.
Go back to your seat. And then push down again, find the width in the hips. And then tuck. This movement, push down, find that this movement of the hips is one of the things we lose, okay? So we want to make sure that we have that. Okay, go ahead and now bring the block in a little closer. If you've got a narrower, then here's fine, okay? But I love the width. I love to feel the width in my hips. Again, hug in, again, push down, and there's a difference. Yeah, come up on the edge of that chair, yeah. Pushing down, holding down, finding the spread. This will spread the sacrum, the back, the muscles in the low back. And then go ahead and lift the pelvic floor. You're gonna kind of feel like you're pulling up towards your belly button. You'll feel the sit bones that you're sitting on kind of hug together a little bit. Not enough to tuck the tailbone. A tailbone tuck would be like this. It takes you out. This one, you're finding this push, the width, right? The lengthen, and then you're just using your glute muscles, the muscles of your bum, to just tighten. You'll start to feel those glutes engage. You'll start to feel that those muscles are working. Go ahead and release them. They'll start to burn on you, okay? Move your feet a little bit more forward. Yeah, that's better on the knees. Notice if your feet are wider than your knees, okay? We want to really get in the habit of knees over ankle, hips over knees. So there's that line, and we work that way. Bring it up a little higher again. Push down again. Find that expansion. Take a deep breath. Try to lengthen your body as if someone's pulling from the core, from the base of the chair, all the way up through the crown of the head to the ceiling. And then squeeze and tighten the glute. You'll notice the low belly will lift when we do that. Try not to do it like this when you lift. That's just the shoulders coming up. This is the spine. This is very esoteric. But when we can do this with our spine, there's a playfulness that can come. Tighten those glutes. Mine are starting to burn. They've been tightened the whole time. And then release. Go ahead and block down. Yeah, and just shake out those legs. So that, I have been madly experimenting. How do we work the legs in a chair? That's the hardest thing for us. Okay, go ahead and find your ball. Let's massage the feet, okay? So, ease of movement, okay, is directly related to how easy it is to move. How we feel about us, our life, really has everything to do with, well, can I do the things I want to do? Can I play? Can I, is there this exultant attitude because something that I thought was not possible is possible? Go ahead and side to side. You're looking for places that are tight, that are maybe a little sore. I'm not even finding one, even on the arch. That's kind of cool. And then, here we go. This is our favorite. Take the ball wider, split through so that the big toe, you might want your socks off, and little toe, and then the 3 toes. Okay? Yeah. We're going for a spread. Can you feel how just spreading there goes all the way up through the foot? Okay, there's engagement there. We lose the ability to do that. Babies can do that, right? Children can do that. They have that range of motion. And then come up, hold on, and go over the top of that ball. It's like you're pointing your toe. You'll feel right here, you might get a cramp in your calf. If you do, or a cramp in the arch. Come back, set it up again. Here we go. Either side. Try to get big toe on one side. And if you want to use your hands to spread on your knees, because sometimes spreading our hands help our feet spread. And I do it all the time. And then come back up and over. Oh yeah. Stretch, get that point. We lose this. We lose the ability to point our toes and then come back. Yeah, second side. Look for, there's a little tight place. Okay, you're finding them, you're keeping it there, and if you kind of say to yourself, I want to stay here for longer, do so, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with Debbie says to do this now, okay? So find any places, you're working through the whole foot. I usually find mine on the arch, kind of back towards the inner edge and the heel. I rarely find something underneath the ball of my foot, but maybe that's where you find it. And then make sure that we're taking the knee, so we're taking the ball a little further out, so that when I pull back, I'm still at a 90-degree angle in that knee. So we're on the second side, spread, try to get big toe and pinky toe. Notice if one foot is easier than the other, or more doable. We used to have contests to see if we could pick up the ball. I've got really squatty toes, and it's not doable for me. So, but you squeeze and then come roll over it. Pointing that foot, pushing into the ball. You're going to feel the back of your leg engaged. Your calf will definitely be engaged. And then come back, spread through those toes again. Yeah, that is such great work. Neuropathy, this helps prevent it, okay? It is, think what we're doing here. These toes are clear up. They're basically cutting off blood flow. And then we come back up and over, and there goes the blood. It just kind of goes surging into those feet. Okay? Most neuropathy is just a reduced in blood flow to the appendages. And then release. Okay. I'm just going to tuck my ball under my mat. Beautifully done. Pause. Okay, this is where yoga, it asks us to pause and find. Ooh. Anybody feel tingling in the bottoms of their feet and in their toes? Yeah! It's fabulous work. Okay, we are going to do some more work with our toes. Go ahead and come up. Now when you do this, we're not bringing this foot back so that we bend the knee more. So bring the feet out. They're straight down from the knee, okay? This puts more pressure on the kneecap. We don't need to do that. So you're coming up as high as you can. Now, with the hands, they're right back from the knee. So here and then pull it back so you're on the muscle, not on the joint. Okay, you're gonna slowly lower the heels, and then resist lowering the heels at the same time. Okay, pushing down with your hands, putting some weight, lean forward. Let that come down. Spreading through the toes, spreading through. I'd like you to try and feel the inner edge of the foot spread all the way to the outer edge of the foot. Okay, we're just really working those feet. And then slowly lift the heels back up. And then push back down. Again, my hands aren't right on the knees. They're up on the bottoms of the thigh muscle. Push down. I'm not letting my heel come all the way down. I'm resisting. It's like there's something in the way. And then release. Okay. Go ahead and take them out. Shake out. Working those. Then let's just roll through our ankles. You can do one at a time. Maybe you can do both together. Maybe you can do both different at the same time. But find that range of motion. Beautifully done. Okay. Now, does anybody, when I do that work, I feel all the way down through my calves. Okay. Yeah. So, just a little body stuff. Okay. When we work muscle versus movement in the joint, okay, we protect our joints. There are no muscle. Everything that rolls through this knee is tendon, muscles attaching, all that kind of thing. There's, tendons to support. There's ligaments that hold bones together. So we want to learn to move with our calves, our shin muscles, and our thigh muscles when it comes to the knee joint. The same thing happens in the elbow, the shoulder, right? The hips, the ankles. We want to use the muscle and not the actual joint movement. So in thinking that, grab your block again. There's three options here, but we're gonna work first up high. Okay. Take it again. You're watching that my knee and my ankle there's not this bend. So put the block forward. Yeah. Okay. This leg is gonna try and hold steady. And then you're just gonna rock this one out to the side and back in. Up to the side and back in.
So easy to go that way.
Yeah, we're moving that. See if you can keep the block steady and just move the knee. That's another range of motion that we lose, okay? Now, notice that as you've done it a little bit, okay, it gets easier as we warm it up. We are going to work our quadricep muscle and our hip flexor, although the hip flexor is the real working part of it. Okay, so here we go. Up, down, up, over, up, down, up. We're stepping up and over, up and over. Try to keep it out of your body, this action. Yeah, if you need to lower it, lower the block if that lift is too high. Okay, start to notice anybody's thigh burning? And pause and shake it out. Okay. So I have just been playing with all sorts of different ways that we can work that. Now, this next one, we have two options. Okay, if this is impossible for you to do with your hips and your knee, then you're here. Okay.
Yeah, it's impossible to do this.
Yeah, if you can't get, geez, you guys are.
I can make it like that.
Okay, well, the left knee will use the block. So here we go, this foot is flexed, okay? This is the motion. It's just a hinge and a back and a hinge. Now, if that is really, really painful for your hip, you're here, but turn it out just a little bit so that you can get that range of motion, okay? So either way works. If that up and on top, we're looking for the motion in the hips, because you can do this, watch. That's just moving my body. I want to see my body still. I am just working. Yeah, you know, this playfulness that comes, it's kind of like, see if you can hold here and maybe do the hula. You're like, Debbie, how do you do the hula with one leg up? Yeah, that's some of the range of motion, some of the playfulness we want to have in our body. You're like, I don't know about this one. Okay, if you're here, you're still doing just, yeah, it's just, the hula, remember, is lifting hips. Beautifully done. Go ahead and pause, whether you're here or here. Lengthen, and you're just going to lean. Find the stretch. There is a stretch on this one. Breathing deeply. Now, the knee's just going to come up and down. If you're here, it's just a side to side. You still have the lean. So the lean puts an extreme on the hip, and then we just move it side to side. Taking some breaths. And then release. Lengthen it out. Shake it out. Beautifully done. Second side. Start with here, okay? You're just doing some movement to warm it up first. Make sure, you notice I'm moving the block away from my body so that I've got just a right angle. Let the block go further forward. If you got long legs, like you, sir, yeah, give yourself some space. You do not have long legs. You have short ones like me.
Oh, I hardly have legs.
Okay.
Shorter every day.
I know. Here we go. Down and up and down and up and down. See if you can do it without using your hand to help your leg. And see if you can just, this is quadricep and hip flexor. Quadricep and hip flexor. Notice that sometimes one side is not near as strong as the other. Can you feel the burn already? Yeah. That is a fabulous thing. The burn is muscle working. Okay? Yeah. Maybe one more. And release. Just shake it out. Okay. The second one, okay, is our either here or here. If you're doing the block here, your knee goes wide. Turn the block out just a little bit more. Instead of facing it forward, it turns out. Yeah. That way you'll get that range of motion. Okay. That range of motion. So you've seen newborn babies. Their hips can just go, there's just nothing holding them. So that's one of the things that you want to kind of make sure. Alrighty, and then here, if you don't have to go here, you can stay there. So you're staying there. Does it stay here? Can you do this one? Does that hurt your knee up on the block? Okay, so now it's the tilt. So whether you're on the block or you're here, do the tilt. Okay. And tilt. Flex the foot if you've got it over. Tilt. So that is just, basically what happens is I'm moving my pelvic girdle forward, which gives space here, but you feel the stretch right on that inner thigh. When I pull back, that femur bone, that thigh bone is moving out of the socket. That gives range, not range of motion. That gives, like, alleviates tendon and increases blood flow. So this will cut off the blood flow and this will increase it, okay? So whether you're here or here, so take it even further wide out, Larry. Bring it out even more. Forward. Yeah, turn it out to the side.
Here.
Yeah, the other way. To make the top part go out. There you go. Now just, yeah, so that, you're going for range of motion here. Does that bug your knee?
Yeah.
It does bug your knee.
It's
Okay. So maybe you don't go out to the side. Can you just do this one and hold it still, or does that hurt? Still feel pressure?
It's got some pressure.
Okay, take the block down a little.
I'm trying to, the foot wants to go
That's okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so do it from there. Okay. All righty. And then, wherever you're at, it's the tilt and hold. The hold is necessary a little bit. Do you feel the stretch in the hip more? When you're here, you'll feel it a little bit here, but you feel it more on the inner thigh. Okay? But hold that, and then you're just going to move the knee a tiny bit, side to side. Yeah, and release. And come out and just shake out those legs. Make them long. Okay, beautifully done. All right, let's work into our shoulders. We're not using straps today. Just roll through those shoulders. Forward and up and back. Couple of rounds. And then the other way, back and up and forward. Let those elbows bend. They can totally help with this. Go back to the first one. So if you've got shoulder issues, this is one of the best things. Go ahead and one and then the other. Range of motion, okay? We think, I've got to get it up high. No, we just got to start blood flow increasing to it. And then reverse and come forward. So this is almost like you can see yourself swimming, and you are welcome if you want to take your arm long. But if you've got shoulder issues, the arm doesn't go long. It just elbow. Okay, and then go ahead and just take one up, lean.
She just show off.
Oh no, she just has more range of
Very
motion.
show off.
Go ahead and put one hand down, you can put it here. You're reaching the elbow, okay? The elbow lifting pulls the ribs up. Go ahead and tuck your chin here and just try to then round through your back. That stretches as the elbow can bring forward. Feel how that stretches the ribs even more. And all I'm doing is moving my elbow forward. Yeah, and then release. That's another range of motion thing. Oh, that's such a fabulous stretch. Then other side, you're gonna go, the elbow's just coming up, you're going for just where you can, that's totally fine. Okay, and then you're gonna slowly start bringing the elbow forward and find that stretch in those ribs. Anybody not feel the stretch in the ribs? Breathe. Good job. And then come back. Yeah. And then we're just going to do a few little swings to the side. So, opening through our ribs. Oh, yeah. All right. Sun salutations, and then we're going to stand. Inhale. The arms come here. They come here. They go here. It kind of depends on what your range of motion is, okay? So, inhale up. Or maybe to here, exhale, there's the hinge. Hands go on the thighs, curl back. We do these aren't new. Round it back. And then once you're rounded and pulled back, you're gonna hinge at the hips and unwind, coming all the way up. Here we go again, inhale. Exhale. Hands on the thighs. There's an inhale, and then we exhale. So we're holding kind of when we just bring the hands to the thighs, and then inhale. Unwind the spine. Let's add a twist. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the thighs. Inhale. And then exhale, round it back. And then inhale all the way up. One arm goes up, one arm comes down. Take the twist. Hand over, hand on chair, shoulder goes up and over. So all that. Make sure the knees will want to do this. You're holding them. If that's an issue, you keep looking down and going, oh, my knees aren't, put a block in there. Find that twist. And then release it and come back in. Find it again. Same side. We're going to do that 3 times. Release it, come back in. And then release it for good. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands on the legs. Inhale. Exhale, round it back. And inhale all the way up. Other arm comes up. Okay. And over. This hand holds the chair. This shoulder goes up and over. Okay. Holding our legs still. Inhale for the twist and exhale. Release. Come back in. Practice that shoulder. Inhale for the twist and exhale. Come back in, shoulder. Inhale for the twist and release. Okay, beautifully done. So that at your counter. In fact, let's do it now. I put all your chairs on your mats so that the chairs won't move. Go ahead and stand up and come around to the back of your chair. I'll just turn mine sideways. So, we've done these. Walk back. Find the stretch. Yeah. Make sure your feet stay straight forward. Don't let them turn out. Bend your knees and try to get your rear end. The easiest term is moon somebody behind you. Moon somebody behind you. Yeah, you know that term. Sometimes men are like, you want me to walk with my rear end? And we just say, oh, moon somebody. And then walk back in, okay? Now, we're gonna add on our twist here. Inhale, the arms will come up. Okay, exhale, you'll grab one side of the chair and this hand will come to the hip. And just twist over to the side. That's okay. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. Hand on the hip. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, hold the chair. Step back for your down dog. Stretch. Breathe. Bend those knees deeply. We're going to feel like we're on a springboard. I'll do it up here if you want it. It's not my knees coming forward and back. It's my hips coming lower. So there's just the tiniest little pulse. Keep going. Yeah. Find that. That's glutes. Just moving. Try not to it's not really letting the knees move forward so much as it's taking my hips back. And then go ahead and walk it in. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the twist. Inhale the arms up. Twist to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Now this is going to be a little different. Bring the hands down. Start with your chin and just roll down one vertebrae at a time. You can bend your knees here. You're trying to round. Feel the stretch in the low back and in the mid back. Round as much as you can. And then step the feet back and lengthen as much as you can. So we're taking the spine and we're curling it up and then we're lengthening it. Yes. Nice. And then walk back in. Once you get in, come back to that curl. Head is close to the chair. Push into your feet and just slowly try to roll up one vertebrae at a time. So it's like I'm stacking them. Arms come up. Take the twist. Inhale up. Twist the other way. Inhale up. Hands come down, tuck the chin, Roll through your spine, slight bend in the knees. You're kind of making the letter C. Yeah, I don't know if that looks like a C or not. It feels like a C. Step back and make the letter L. Yeah, reach straight. Bend those knees. Come a little deeper down and then come back in. As you come back in, will you round through the spine so that when you come up, bend the knees, you're just going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. How are we doing? Good stuff? Nicely done. Okay. I want to do one more here. Hamstrings are the hardest thing to access. I've been fiddling. So, grab your block, and it's going to go probably about 1.5 feet behind your chair, kind of in the middle. You're going to take 1 foot in front of it, and another foot behind. Okay? And then, I don't know if this is going to work. I could get it to do it. Anyway, bend your knees, stick back. Now, push. It's the front foot that's going to push back, trying to pull that block back. I find that when we do this on our chair, we didn't get quite the whole hamstring muscle. Can you feel the back of your thigh work? Okay. So you're pushing back. You're pulling that front heel into the block, but the foot holds it there. Pulling the hips back. Pulling the hips back. And then come up. Okay, change sides. Yeah, the changing and the getting the balance is the worst. Okay, bend your knees slightly so that you can push back. That front foot is pulling back. You'll feel that all the way up into your glute, using that hamstring muscle, and then come back up. Okay. Now, I wanted to do that same muscle. I'd like you to see if we can do this. Step back. So your feet are, maybe 3 feet between them. You got room. Okay? Try to come up on your toes. Not here, but up on your toes. Okay? Bend the front knee. You're not coming past the shin right over your ankle. So we're not coming down that low. Okay, now I'd like you to just push the heel back towards the floor. The only way I'm coming down is when I move this back, I'm coming lower. Push into this front heel and you'll feel the underside of that leg work, the hamstring. Come back up. Maybe you do some little touches to step back in. Yeah? Okay. Breathing. Step back, second side. Go wide. Bend this knee. This front foot, you check it. I'm not going past a 90-degree angle. Come up on the back toes. And then what happens is those back toes just kind of wiggle back. And then I push as if my heel is going to touch the wall and the floor. And then I push into this front heel, and all of a sudden I engage that hamstring. If you push that front heel down and forward, down and forward, does that bother you at all? Does that hurt your knee at all? Okay, good. And then come back, just touch forward and wiggle out. Yes? Can you feel that the back of your hamstring? Did that bother your knee at all? Did that bother your knee? Yes.
I stopped when it was.
Okay, good, good. All right. So in March, I told you we've got some people that getting up and down off the chair is really hard. If you want to be on the floor and can get up and down, you're welcome to come to the floor. But I'm going to do everything in the chair. Okay? But if you're coming to the floor, I'm going to turn these lights down. Just a little, okay, you can still see. Yeah, you can still see. That way it's not so bright, because these lights are really, really bright. If you're on the floor, you're doing windshield wipers. Windshield wipers, I will get down and show you, but we won't. You do not have to be on the floor. We can do these from the chair. So here, and you're just letting the legs go side to side. Okay. If You're in the chair, okay? You'll probably lose your blanket. And then you can just do this. Those legs go one way, your body goes the other way. Yeah.
I was trying to get your head.
Yeah, now take your body back the other way.
I'm trying.
Oh, yeah, that way. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, if you're on your back, you're great. Coming back forward, go the other way. Just walk. It's not as conducive, it's not as easy, but it's a great, that revolving the spine. So we've worked a lot of core stuff today. Take the opportunity every day, I hope so. Because the key isn't once a week. The key really is consistency.
Twice a day, yeah.
Twice a day? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. No, at least every day. At least every day. Just finding that twist, revolving, breathing. Now, if you're on the floor, you're going to take your feet as wide as your mat and keep going. Yeah, just take your feet wider, Joyce. There you go. And then just keep the knees. Keep the windshield wipers. And then, yeah, go ahead and do one more side. We started that way. Find that stretch, and then come back to center. Beautifully done. Okay, so if you're on the ground, you can do this whether you're on the ground. If you're on the ground, you will have to pick up your feet off the floor. Put your hands on your thighs, and then push your thighs away while you try to pull the thighs in. So finding that, so you're pushing against the thighs. If you're on the floor, it's going to look like this. Here, you're just pushing those away, pulling the belly down. Okay. If you're on the chair, you can totally do the same thing. You're going to lean a little forward. Make your feet, take them wider. You want to make sure you're just way protecting that knee joint. Hands are on the thighs, they're not on the knees. Push, and you're going to pull the belly back. Push and pull the belly back. The hands are pushing in, the thighs are pushing into the hands, and I'm pulling the belly away. If you're on the floor, you'll feel this a little more, but go ahead and release. Take a break in between and come back and do it again. Push down, pull back. You're trying at the same time to really feel as if the belly, somebody's put a corset around your belly, and they're pulling those strings to tighten. You can imagine having to wear those. And release. No playfulness in that. Yeah. Go ahead and stretch your arms overhead, stretch the legs long, beautifully done. Yeah, we just lean back if we're in the chair. Find that range of motion. Now we're just going to find overall body range of motion before Shavasana, okay? So roll through shoulders. If you're on the floor, if you're in your chair, you're just one at a time or both of them together. Just find all the ways that they can move. So first make some big circles with those shoulders. And then when you take the arms out to the side and just turn the palm down and the palm up. That's a rotation, right? Palm down, palm up. Palm down, breathing while you do this. And then make a fist, turn the palms down. Oh, that just changed it. Make your palms up, undo your fist. Make a fist, palms down. Feel that tricep. Go palms up, and then make a fist, palms down. Yeah. And then go ahead and bend into the elbow and straighten. And bend and straighten. And then you got it. And straighten. And then go ahead and just shake out your wrists, roll through those wrists, okay? Neck. And this we're going to do, you can do this on the floor or in your chair. Ear to one side, come back up, ear to other side. So you're just moving. Range of motion. I know you're going, whoa, body's kind of saying, hey, go ahead and make chin towards the shoulder. Come back up. Now, I love doing this one on the floor. push into the back of the head and kind of get a little bit of a massage on the back of the head. This also really helps with our alignment, where we want that head and spine, up and over the shoulders. Okay, go ahead and take your chin to this up, take your chin to your chest. Take your chin up. Now I know we normally start with this, but this is such a fabulous way to come into Shavasana. When you take the chin up, will you try to widen your jaw? I know. Good luck with that one. But just feel the muscles. Kind of just expand. Reach. And then go ahead and chin to the chest. Nicely down. Let's go for rib cage here. And just while you're on, you just kind of try to go side to side. When you're on the ground, it's a little harder. It's not really knees, it's rib cage. Just try to get ribs to move side to side, almost like you're doing a barrel roll, okay? Your hips and shoulders can go opposite directions. So if I bring right hip, right shoulder together, yeah, there's more of a stretch. So you're just kind of swirling around. And then go ahead and stop. Let's pick up just one leg and roll through the ankle. And then just bend and straighten the knee. And then we've done hip work, we just roll through the hip. Go both directions. And then the second side, bring the knee in, roll through the ankle, go both directions. Just hinge in the knee, straightening and bending. Use the feet. So spread through the toes will engage the muscles. Nice, and then hip circles. Beautiful, done. If you're on your back, happy baby. Okay, that's bringing the knees towards your armpits. Happy baby, hang on. Happy baby. So I'll do this in the chair. This can be done in a chair. Breathe, and if you're in the chair, you take your feet out wide. Yeah, come onto the edge of your chair and you just pull forward. Oh yeah, stretching through the groin area into those hips. When you are here, I want you to think, when's the last time really that you had this openness through the pelvic area, through the pelvic girdle, those hips? What happens is as we walk, as we run, as we work in the yard, as we do these exercises that don't require us to open our hip, but move us forward and back, okay? All the muscles, they tend to tighten, and then the tendons that are around and go through the hip are tightened, and then we feel tight. And then go ahead, take a twist to one side, take the knees one way, look the other way, just hold and breathe. You can bring knee on knee. So if you've got your one knee on the floor, bring the other knee up to join it. It's not windshield wipers. It's a little deeper twist. Okay, if you're in the chair, we're going back to this one. We'll hold on to our leg and we'll just twist. You're holding, you're breathing. Staying the same side. Notice that it's kind of hard to breathe.
Like it's much popping going on.
It's just like our ribs are popping. Fine. I just had my chiropractic adjustment. So finding that, making those ribs expand in a twist. And then other side. Twist, hold, knee on knee if you can. It's just a deeper twist into the spine. You look the opposite way. Trying to keep your shoulder on the floor, but maybe not. Or if you're in the chair, you're trying to pull that opposite shoulder back. And breathe. letting that breath be up and down the spine, and then work your way into Shavasana. I'm going to grab bolsters for those, for all of you. You can do one on the chair. Okay.
Push it just a bit too much. Oh, so.
Okay, underneath your legs.
Oh, you know.
No, you don't need to. You can stay. I'll show you how to do it. Do you want one under your legs? Is this too big? It's here. Okay. That's okay. So if you're in the chair,
We just stack them up.
we stack our body. Exactly. You could see that. So in the chair, you're bringing it here, and you're bringing your arms. You can sit back a little further on your chair if you need to. You're just going to round forward. I like to bring my hands here where the elbows hang, but I don't know if that's going to be comfortable for you. Breathe. Now, if you're in the chair, this is harder to breathe in your belly, in your chest. But remember, 60% of our lung capacity is in the backs. So let that back, in between the ribs, those intercostal muscles get narrow, they too tighten. And when we don't breathe deeply or we can't take those deep breaths, those muscles just don't get that expansion, and then the lungs can't expand. They're designed to expand and contract as we breathe. So letting that expansion happen. I do try to just tuck my chin. You can put a fist on fist. I like hand on hand. This is ideal, it's not in a chair, but it's totally doable. And that's what I want you to recognize. If getting up and down on the floor is difficult, or if this can be done on the side. I don't think many of you are pregnant. But you can put the bolster between your legs and lay on the side. And that's a fabulous way to do it. Finding a moment that you're not sleeping, but your body is totally relaxed, as if it was sleeping. And while you're there, I wanted to read one more quote, and then I'll be quiet so you can really have some time. There is an old Sanskrit word, Lila, which means play. It's richer than our word of play. It means divine play. The play of creation, destruction, and recreation. The folding and unfolding of the cosmos. Lila, free and deep, is both the delight and the enjoyment of this moment. It also means love. So as we have this opportunity to play with our bodies, to move, to find this opportunity, let yourself breathe. Begin to deepen your breath. If you're in your chair, it's easy to just come up. If you're on the ground, go ahead and make sure you come over to the side, so you come onto your side, and then use your arms and your hands to help you get to your knees. And then you're welcome if you want. If you're a floor sitter, you can stay on the floor. But if not, get back into your chair. Awakening, reawakening. Coming back for just a moment to that straight spine. Pay attention to how you feel. Feel this sense of gratitude for what you've been able to do, for just the wiggling, the moving. Bring your hands to your heart center. Remember, Namaste means the divine, the good, the light that was in me is also within each of you, and I see that, and I bow to that. And that's what Namaste means, is I bow to that divine light that I see within each of you. Namaste.